So here we are, day 3, and the Daiwa Pole Masters. I'm on Club 1 today. I've got a couple of things in my mind after fishing for the last couple of days. Lots of fish are getting caught against the reeds, just on the bottom with worms. So I've got a few rigs to accommodate that. I'll just go through them now. Firstly, this is my left-hand margin rig. I've got a line just right down there to my left-hand side. I've got a line over to the reeds over there, and I'll work that whole reed clump. Same as sort of usual now. Orange hydro, 0.4 crystal float, 017, 013, size 16 Kaizen, because I'm going to fish a piece of worm with that. On the right hand side I've got something very similar, top kit +1 though this time, to the right, and then I can fish further past this metal piece before the next big cutout, and that's top kit in about 6. I can't quite remember, but something like that. And then something a little bit different today, well, not different, but different from my last couple of matches. It's 14.5 meters to the island, so I've got that set up today. I'm going to fish this 0.4 muddy sort of white hydro because I want a full length kit, so I can reach it with 14.5 meters. Same again though, 017, 013, size 16 Kaizen. I'm going to look for fish in the cutout, and then I've got some shallow rigs. If this actually works where I'm pointing, there's a clump of reeds with a few reeds bent over, and I can tap over there. So I'm going to fish with worm slop against the bank. I'm going to fire caster sort of all across that piece, so I can tap in slightly shallower water, or the shallower rig, sorry, and fish worms to the right. And then to finish, I've got a short kit, short 4 kit in front of me to fish there. I'm not going to look to fish in the middle. I'm not going to look to catch shallow. It's over to the island or down to the reeds. That's the plan. I've just got to make up my worm slop, which I used yesterday, which was quite successful. And I think a lot of people have been using some variation of this, which is a combination of 2 mils, casters, worms and ground bait. I want something along the lines of 2 pots of micros, 1 pot of caster, and there'll be 1 pot nearly of worms, chopped out finely, which I just need to do. These are dendrobinas. There's plenty of them there, so I'm just going to chop some up, and I'll be back when I'm adding that to the mix. That's my second lot. I'll get all that in there, all that in there, and a little bit of ground bait, probably half a pot. I wanted to add some more if I accidentally put too much water in it. And it's just a case of mix it up. I need to add some water to the mix. You can't really go wrong if you end up putting too much water in. It becomes too sloppy. And you can just put a bit more ground bait in with it. The idea is it's of a consistency when you squeeze it and you can hear it. That makes sense. So when you put that in the pot, you ship it out, you know, when you turn the pot, it's going to fall out relatively easily. Just a little bit more water with it. It's a warm day and I think it's going to dry out pretty quick. I'm going to use this worm slop down my left and right hand margins as well as over, just to put some bait in there, and then I'm going to fire casters over the top, and that hopefully will catch me a few fish. Alright, There we go. Really go. Right, I'm just starting on that left hand side, down this margin. It's in my number 5 section. Just going to fish on the bottom with a piece of worm, using some worm slop. Not a perch. it's just a bigger perch. I think this is perch central, so time to look long, I think. So I'll feed some caster down there. I'll feed some caster to that line down there. feeding those edge lines, and then I'll feed those longer edge lines and maybe fish shallow to those reeds left and right, I think. Yeah, I wonder if they're just a little bit further underneath that reed. You're a little cruising. You are a little cruising carp, I swear. Not an F1. Right, I've just had a couple of fish across on worm, and this is the third one. And it looks like this could be the way for me today. Certainly currently. Whoops. Story of my day, isn't it? Story of my week. Right, where are we? 1 o'clock, so just after 2 hours I've got £11 on the clicker. I've caught a few little fish, tap tap. Over to the island, I've caught some perch down to the edge, and then I've caught a couple of bigger ones to the island. The last couple of fish I've had on worm, far and over caster, so I think I'm going to carry on trying to do that. I don't see anyone catching to their edges, and when I've gone down on mine there's just a few perch to be had, so I'm not holding out a lot for those right now, but maybe they'll come good later on. So I've just replumbed the line and pushed even closer towards the island and shallowed up a little bit. And it's clearly the right thing to do. I've also gone and got a different catapult out the bag to allow me to force the bait into that island a little bit easier. and get rewarded with my smallest F1. But it didn't take long for the bite, so at least that was a good thing. I'm going to fire a couple of pouches of bait out every time. Before I ship out, and then I can concentrate on just hooking the fish. I have quite a long line on the rig to allow for all of my waving of the pole that I know I'm going to do, especially if the wind gets up. I don't think it's due to, but it should suit me just fine, especially if I'm going to get a bite every putting. See if I can have a good 3 hours over here. Bowlock skimmer. Let's have another little look down this left-hand edge, see if the F1s have decided to turn up on that caster. Well, just gone 2:15 and I've got £20 on the clicker. And I'm having a couple of bites down my margins, but it's like a good F1, a small F1 and then a perch. So if you've got this far in my video, then thanks for watching. I appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate all the support for the channel. If you're not subscribed, if you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, it'll help you find your way back. It's a free way to support the channel. Helps get the content in front of more people, get fishing in front of more people, and and that's all good. And the more fishing content on YouTube, I think the better. I'll leave it up to you. If you are a subscriber, then thank you for that. As always, if you give it a like, that'd be great. And drop me a comment, you know. What did I do wrong over these 3 days? What could I have done better? Right, it's just on 3 o'clock and I've got £26 on the clicker. I've caught some good fish today, but no consistency. I'll have, you know, one and then a perch, and then, you know, I really struggled. But I'm trying to just pick off fish between my left hand edge, my right hand edge, and across. It's almost as if it's like one fish there, then get off it. One fish there, get off it. Staying there for any longer is just seems to be dead time. It's not a perch. Well, a good half an hour down here would be good. I've got 25 minutes left. And I've got £35 probably in the net, so I've got 33 on the clicker. Just had that fish on a top get down to my left hand side, where I've been chucking some casters for the last, I don't know, hour or so. come on, line, don't be a one fish wonder. Trying to see is so awkward looking through the reeds. The float's bouncing around again, so fingers crossed it's going to go under. Oh dear, oh dear. That's not what I meant. Fish on. Good fish, finish. Where are all your friends, eh? Right, well, that was a funny old day. Am I going to give you £2? Maybe it's probably a bit more. So I've got £40 on the clicker. Been a very interesting day. I've struggled to get more than one fish together. You know, I catch one fish on this left hand side down here. That's it. Then I get one on this right hand side, and that's it. Just had a couple of fish late down here, which was nice, and then a few fish out there. So it's sort of, you know, one, and just keep going. You know, maybe I've had a good day. You know, I've kept the lines, you know, rotated and kept them all fed. I hadn't fished a maggot short line. I thought that's going to distract from what I've got going on these edges, and yeah, that's that. So let's see how I do in the section. Very nice of Sarah, by the way. You couldn't work out what's going on. Sarah came along and was handing out bottles of water to everyone, which I think is tops. Now I might be wading first, so I will cut this short and get ready to be wading, I think. Whew. Right, so I haven't weighed in yet. I've got £40. I don't know how I'm going to do in the section. It's been a really tricky day, as I think I've said a few times. As I was going along, I could get one fish on a line, and then I had to leave it alone, and then come back and get one fish straight away, and then leave it alone. I've never had that, and I don't know if it's the way that I was feeding. I don't think it was. I fed the worm slop to the left hand side. I didn't feed it to the right, but both lines were behaving the same. I don't know whether it was spooky, it's because it's bright, I don't know, but I had a great time anyway. You know, I'm not sure I've had a great day in terms of the section, but I've had £40 of fish, and I'm happy with that. I didn't realise on the first day it was going to be my biggest weight, but £55. But you know, that's the way it goes. In terms of the festival overall, just a couple of words on that. I've had a tough draw day one, but I fished it wrong. But at best I was going to come away with 3 or 4 points, I think. Day two, I've drawn a stinker on high pool, 43. I've had 5 points. Maybe I could have had 3 at best. And then today, I don't know how I've done, and I'll find out. But anyway, listen, if you've watched it and I hope you've enjoyed it, and you know, that's all it's what it's about. And you know, I'll be here next year. Sun cream in my eye. I'm tough, I can handle it. Right. So yeah, anyway, I will be on the Pole Masters again next year, and I'll try and do a bit better. In terms of the video, if you've got to this point, I think I said this earlier, and you're a subscriber, thank you for that. It really helps. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the 3 days. Did I completely mess it up? And what could I have done differently? Apart from that, have a good time, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.